Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Brotato Abyssal Terrors, where we're continuing to explore the new DLC with the new map, new enemies, and all, of course, of the new characters. Let's take a look at what we've got next. So I already completed the Sailor in my very first look at the DLC. So I'm just going to go down the list, I think, and check out each character in order. So we're going to look at the Curious next. Curious starts with one spyglass. I don't remember what that item does. So we'll just find out when we get into the game. 2 additional loot aliens appear every wave, so initial impression, I'm gonna love this character. All future loot aliens become stronger when you kill a loot alien. It should really tell you by how much. I think that that tooltip should include the percentage increases to whatever increases their damage or health. Minus 10% damage for every duplicate item or weapon you have, so that's a huge penalty. We really do not want to get multiples of any items or any weapons, because minus 10% damage makes most items completely useless, and you really want to have 6 different weapons. Maybe bag, since we're going to get a bunch of loot aliens, so we will hopefully be getting a lot of crates. And enemies have 25% additional health, which is going to make killing the loot aliens even more difficult. So, the Curious, I think, at first glance, looks like it's going to be a pretty tough character. Just the increased enemy health combined with the more dangerous enemies in the DLC, I think is going to be really dangerous. For our weapon selection, let me take a look at the... We want 6 different weapons. Let me take a look at the new weapons. We've got Brick. So Brick does 30 damage, can break, scales 50% with melee and engineering. We've got Loot, Musical, Support. I don't know what the musical weapon tag does yet. But it only deals 4 damage. I don't think we can afford to take a 4 damage starting weapon with increased enemy health, because we just won't kill anything. Or Javelin, 10 damage, and every 5th projectile has a 100% chance to crit. I think we want a weapon that does decent damage to start with, and that will let us clear the first wave very easily. Has high single target DPS for the loot aliens. I think the natural choice, honestly, is to start with the Brick. There's a 1% chance that we get completely hosed by taking the Brick here, because it could just break. But since this character wants 6 different weapons, it doesn't matter as much if our Brick breaks early, so we're just gonna try to clear the first wave as much as possible. And I really want to kill these loot aliens early, so we want a weapon that does enough damage to do that. And the Brick one-shots them, so that really helped us out there, because we got a lot more money that way, and we're able to start building our character up a little bit earlier. Now, we did improve the power of the loot aliens. I don't know by how much, because the tooltip doesn't say, but we killed 2 of them, so the future ones will be stronger. Let me take a look at Spyglass. Minus 25% reroll price. Okay, so we can reroll to try to get items that we don't have yet instead of ones that we do. Defective steroids will be great. I think we're going to be a melee build here, and we'll take Hedgehog as well. And then this character can use Harvesting. Do I want to pick up Harvesting or just go straight for damage? Obviously, a lot of our economy is going to come from the loot aliens. But I think when you see 5 Harvesting early, it's still worth picking up. I'll take 5 Luck as well, just get some economy items going right from the start. I'm going to pick up any basically high damage melee weapons that we see. So the Spear is good, it's a long-ranged weapon, we don't have it yet, so this will help us kill the loot aliens as well. So we'll take a Spear. I don't really need to roll for specific weapons off the start here, so we can potentially buy items that we think are going to be good that we don't have yet. The Weird Ghost with these melee weapons, I think I can avoid tanking a hit, so we'll take the Weird Ghost here. Don't think we want Sharp Tooth or Hand, those just don't seem like particularly good weapons for us. I can level my Brick, and probably will, because it's very cheap, so I don't want the 10% damage penalty. Actually, having 3 weapons is probably better than the 10% damage penalty for now, so we're going to go with that. I will take 1 Pruner, because the healing could be very useful early on. So I don't know if this is a good weapon set. We will obviously need to update it as we go. I am accepting the 10% damage just to have a fourth weapon. Part of why I bought the pruner there is we had the weird ghost, so this gives us a weapon that we can use that also provides a little bit of healing, maybe gets us out of one-shot range. There's the loot alien for the wave, so let's go over here and start clonking it with a brick. And then see if we can get the other one before the end of the wave. Alright. It's possible that this character has some order that you want to kill the loot aliens in. As in, maybe you should skip killing them on wave 2 so you get higher level items later on. But I think in general, you're probably just going to want to kill them as quickly as possible, because getting early items will power up your character a lot. Definitely take the harvesting from the fertilizer, and yeah, we can get to 21 harvesting. That's pretty good. Quite happy to get these level 2 weapons. Hammer, actually, because of its high base damage, might be a pretty good pick for this character. Do I want to just buy it right now? I think I do. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to buy the hammer. We're going to lock the plant. I'm going to leave these bricks uncombined. I still don't mind the minus 10% damage at present. And just go to the next wave. Kind of weird to build this character currently, because we have very different concerns than other characters. We just need to make sure that we are able to overcome the 25% increased enemy health. Nice to get a box from a tree there. That's a box that we didn't have to kill a super powerful loot alien for. Okay, 35 damage is not enough to kill them currently, but we did still manage to get both. Basically, I'm trying to keep my damage high enough that we kill every loot alien every wave, and then we will maintain our economy really well. The small fish will help with that. Just going to increase our damage output quite a bit, so we'll take that. Terrified Onion, losing luck, but I think that's okay. We're going to take it, and Head Injury is an item we don't have yet that kind of offsets our damage penalty, so we'll grab that as well. Here, I'm going to take 5 Harvesting to get us over the 21 mark, and then I'm going to take 10 Attack Speed. We currently have negative attack speed, and our items are ones that... Oh, our brick broke. I didn't even notice. Our items... Our weapons are all ones that really want high attack speed to scale, because they attack very slowly. Go ahead and buy these 2 things, and then roll. Sickle deals damage based on our harvesting, which we actually have a lot of currently. We also already have a support weapon, so we can maybe benefit from the sickle. I'm going to just go with sickle and quarterstaff here. I don't think Ghost Axe is going to be good on this character, because it's going to be very, very hard for us to get enough kills with it, thanks to the increased enemy health. So this is an odd set of weapons, obviously, but the sickle, I think we can scale its damage reasonably, just because it's going to grow every round, especially as we start to level it up, as our harvesting increases. I will probably use different weapons as we go, but I wanted to get 6 weapons online as quickly as possible, because the whole purpose of this character is to try to kill those loot aliens, and to make sure that our damage is scaling with the increased enemy health. You can see there, our spear didn't one-shot something. That's bad, and we need to fix that as quickly as we can. I also don't mind if the brick breaks. Okay, so there's a lamprey. Let's go ahead and kill this this loot alien if we can. I want to kill the curse guy. We got that, because if we can get a cursed weapon, that would be huge. Can we finish that? Yes. And then can I... I didn't quite break the tree or the second curse enemy. I was hoping to get everything there, but still, 147 off of wave 4 seems really high for this map. This map has less money on it than the default map in general, I think. So you're going to have weaker early waves in terms of income from what I've seen so far. Obviously, I've only played 2 rounds so far. But I think getting this early harvesting is even better on the Abyss map than it is on the normal map, because your income is going to be weaker, especially like waves 4 and 5. I'm going to recycle the sharp bullet here. We don't need it. And so this would cost me 10% damage. But 50% cheaper rerolls is huge. I think I'm going to take it and then we'll try to offset that damage penalty early. So that might be a mistake. It's possible you just never want any duplicate items on this character, but the Spyglass just seems like such a powerful tool for finding non-duplicate items that I think it's worth picking up. I'm going to buy these 3 and then roll. Definitely taking a coupon and a scar. And we'll level up our quarterstaff as well. I'm going to roll once more, I think, to see if I can lock something good, because my rerolls are also cheaper. And we'll take a propeller hat for sure. I don't think we want alien worm. Consumable heal will be very good for this character, because we hope to generate a lot of crates, which will then heal us. Also, really need to keep an eye out for cursed items and weapons in the shop. Okay, here's our loot alien. These are starting to get really tough. We still can kill them, but they've got a lot of power on us. Let's go ahead and try to hunt this one down with our very strong brick. Okay, I'm taking a lot of hits, so I need to be careful. Got some more cursed enemies. I think we can get it right before the end of the wave. No, looks like maybe not. Yeah, just missed out on that. So that's unfortunate. We've now reached the point where our damage isn't enough to clear both loot aliens easily. We did get 3 curse, which isn't terrible. Let's go ahead and pick this up. 45 range actually seems kind of nice, given our extremely melee-heavy collection of weapons. So I'm going to grab the level 3 range upgrade here, and then we'll take 3 armor as well. I want the luck, but I'm not going to pass up a level 3 armor upgrade. Leveling our quarterstaff. So that does 23 damage. Honestly, our brick is currently our biggest damage source, which is kind of a problem because it could break at any time. Let's go ahead and buy these 2. Don't want another brick. I will lock this quarterstaff, and I'm going to lock another spear. We'll just sell a spear and upgrade. The sickle is not impressing me so far, I have to say, so we're going to need to potentially swap that out for a better weapon later down the line. I feel like this character is always going to feel great from the beginning of the game, but then is going to become sort of much less... It's going to feel much worse as you go because of the increased enemy health, and it's just going to be so hard to have your health and damage keep up with enemies here. Trying to kill that curse enemy, and then also trying to kill the loot alien. Come on, come on. Got it. Okay, we got both this wave. So we've only lost 1 so far. Really need to, like, pick up some of these materials as well. You can see we've got a lot of materials on the ground because I've been hunting loot aliens. Not that many, though, so we're still okay. I'm going to recycle the snake. We're not doing any burning damage stuff. And medical turret, that's a good way to heal, so we'll take that. Taking 10 luck here, that's good. And then... oh, our brick broke. That's why we got so much money last round. Okay, so that's going to be a problem. Let's go ahead and... I'm going to take the spear and level the quarterstaff. I'm accepting the 10% damage penalty for now with 2 spears, but I will try to sell a spear for a more powerful weapon shortly, which we indeed were able to do. So let's sell the spear, buy the brick. Very happy to just keep getting these bricks. We can cycle through them, because 30 materials, they give you a lot of money when they break. Brick, I think, is actually a really cool weapon. You do have to plan around it, but for the curious, I think it really helps our economy. So, loving the brick, not so much the sickle so far, though admittedly it's only level 1. Ooh, anchor is a good one. This is a ton of damage. Is tree worth a 10% damage penalty? Probably not. So we're going to swap out the sickle probably for the anchor, maybe the pruner. But I will roll once more, take the lumberjack shirt. Laser turret I don't think is worth taking. It's not going to help a ton with clear speed with only 20 damage, and I don't really want to invest in engineering, even though we do have the brick. Our quarterstaff is good, because we do have a scar, so it's actually hitting for 31, so the quarterstaff is actually doing quite well. Let's go to wave 7. Anchor is going to be great. It scales with our curse, which we are not building a ton of, but will still help us out if we get more of it. Yeah, so our sickle and our pruner, which do small amounts of damage, obviously are not really helpful for killing things this run. Oh, that walrus kind of obliterated me. Okay, we did kill the loot alien, one of them. The other one, I'm trying to focus it down, but I don't know if I'm going to get it in time. Come on, come on, come on. It's got to be really low. Okay, I got it. And making my way around to here and picking up the remaining materials. I think investing in early harvesting was huge for this character, by the way. Scared Sausage, I am just going to recycle. I really don't want to have to build elemental damage, and we can't build multiple Scared Sausages, so it will be of limited efficiency even if we were to get elemental damage, because you really want to be able to build this item in multiples. So I'm just going to recycle it. Blood Leech, I currently have almost no healing, so I'm going to pick that up. And I'll take the Whetstone as well, although Lifesteal, I think I prefer regeneration over Lifesteal for this character. Both will be helpful, so we're going to go ahead and grab that. Here, I've got 6% speed, so I could take the speed, I could take harvesting, it's not too late for that, I could start building dodge. I think I want to build more defensive stats, so I'm going to start building dodge, and we'll hope to find some maximum HP soon, and we did. Here, I'm going to recycle the sickle and pick up the anchor. Riposte is a way to deal damage that doesn't rely on our weapon set, which is kind of nice, because our weapons are eclectic at best. Level 1 brick, the grenade launcher just doesn't do enough damage. Flaming brass knuckles, I think, similarly just doesn't really do enough damage, but I'll lock the silver bullet. I'm going to reroll aggressively on this character because we have 2 spyglasses, so it's very cheap to do that. I don't know with the coral how quickly this triggers, so I'm going to take it. This is more out of science because I want to try out new things in the DLC. Basically, I want to figure out, does this start triggering instantly? Like if we were playing the soldier, where standing still triggers the soldier's effect of being able to shoot instantly? Or do you have to stand still for a full second, like the streamer, in order to get the 10 regeneration? I suspect it's more like the streamer, but if it's like the soldier, then you can kind of stutter step your movement for regeneration with this item, and that would be very strong. So probably coral is going to be a garbage item that we'll never want to buy, assuming that it takes a while to trigger. But if it doesn't take a while to trigger, then it's actually an item I think we'll buy pretty often, because if you can just stutter step for the regeneration. So here I am stutter stepping. It kind of looks like we are getting extra regen from that. Gonna try to kill 1 loot alien this wave. I spent some time stutter stepping, so I don't think we're getting 2 here. Come on. Oh, they have so much HP. Let me go break these trees as well. Left 38 materials on the ground, which is actually less than I expected, but we got 1 loot alien, which is good. We're still making good money on wave 8. I'm going to recycle the boiling water, and we will definitely buy the clover. We can start building more dodge. And of course, luck is very powerful for this character as well. I do want lifesteal, but I don't think I want to spend a whole level up on it. So I'm going to roll here, and I need more melee damage. So although I do want to build dodge, we're going to pick up the damage, and we're going to pick up attack speed. Try to get this character killing stuff a little faster. We did lose our brick. Do I want to just build an anchor? So a second anchor, we do have the heavy weapon tag with a second anchor, which would mean that we're offsetting the damage penalty by 5%. So I actually, by the way, I think that the coral was working when we were stutter stepping, so this item might be pretty good. Do I want to hope to roll into a better weapon or just take the anchor here? I think I am just going to do this. We'll lose 5% damage, but we get 1 curse, and it's just a good weapon for us, I think. So we'll pick that. I'm gonna take a leveled up spear. I guess I will just upgrade the pruner. I have really liked having the garden, so we're gonna grab both of these. That enemy has so much health with the increased enemy health. Increased enemy health is an interesting... Yeah, so, okay, so I'm stutter stepping. No, I don't think we're getting additional regen. We have 3 regeneration, which is roughly 1 every 3 seconds. No, I think we are. Yeah. It's hard to tell, but I think we are. Because 3 regeneration should be, as I said, roughly 1 every 3 seconds of movement. And given that we... And it seemed like we were healing faster than that. It's really hard to tell, like, in the moment, of course. But... especially because I'm also trying to actually kill stuff and survive. But I think that was, in fact, working for us. I'll take the wheelbarrow here, and cog I will recycle. Metal I will take. These are all great items, and then let's go ahead and reroll this. We don't need the engineering. 7% crit chance can improve my damage. I could also take regeneration. I'm going to take the crit chance. I think that's going to be good for us. Improved tools will be nice. We don't currently have a ton of attack speed or anything, but that will help out our pruner at least, and I am going to upgrade that. Pruner becomes a decent weapon as you level it up, so if we can get this to a higher level, it'll be fine. I'm going to buy the recycling machine before I sell the spear, because I was planning to buy the spear and get the higher level one, but of course we want the recycling machine first, and then we'll take the improved tools, take our free reroll. Fertilizer is a great item, but I don't think worth losing 10% damage when our damage is at -3%. So I'm going to buy the jelly. Circular saw, maybe that replaces anchor. It does give us a lot of lifesteal, but the damage just isn't high enough on circular saw, I don't think. Blindfold is going to be good. Honey we can pass on because we don't have any explosions. Go to wave 10. In a way, the decision-making for this character is easier because you just buy items that you don't have and don't buy items that you have. But that also makes, I think, mistakes more costly because this character is kind of tightly constrained on its stats. Let's see if we can... Also, not having gotten a bag definitely hurts this character a lot. This character, if you get an early bag, is going to be wildly stronger than if you don't. I wish the silver bullet worked against loot aliens, by the way. Oh, that's a lot of lampreys. And they all spawned cursed, of course. We get that curse enemy. So we're not getting any loot aliens this round, I don't think, because I took so much damage from those lampreys. And it's hard to just focus them. Fried rice I'm going to recycle. We don't have any way to light enemies on fire. Even if I had the scared sausage, I don't think this item would be very good. If we had an incendiary turret, of the level 2 engineering turret, then I would take the fried rice. But 85 materials is really nice here. I'll take 4 regeneration because I need to start building that. Vigilante ring is still going to be a big chunk of damage, so we'll grab that. We'll take this, and then roll. I guess I'm going to... Well, I'll take the cursed bowler hat for sure. That's a huge bonus. Wow. And then we're going to level up our pruner again and buy the helmet. I'm still on the lookout for an item to replace this anchor. Currently, I haven't found anything that I want, but like fist, the level 1 fist just isn't good enough. The trident, on the other hand, that will definitely just replace the anchor very happily and gets us 10% bonus damage. Alright, let's see if we can kill this elite. This is one I have not yet seen. It's got these orbiting shots. I want to fight it near my medical turret if I can. Ooh, and I took 1,000,000 damage from that loot alien. A lot of what I'm doing so far in these runs is just not fighting the elites because I don't yet know the best ways to fight each of them. Really wish that I had
any consumable healing in this run. Right now, our healing just isn't good enough to actually contest the elite, I don't think, so I'm kind of just running away from it. I was hoping we could kill it because we have Silver Bullet, but 25% increased enemy health is offsets the Silver Bullet, and then also is just really dangerous for an elite in general. And we have these high health other enemies on the field. Okay, barely made it through. Here, I'm going to take 12% damage, because my damage is starting to really suffer. Let's go ahead and sell out of this anchor and buy the trident, and we'll buy the bowler hat. Blunderbuss, kind of interesting as well. This does 70 damage, even though we don't have any ranged damage, and we'll get faster cooldowns. So I'm going to buy that probably over the hammer, which is doing actually more damage than I thought it would be, but not as much as it could. We don't want head injury here. And I do want to get another naval weapon, because that's just more curses. Although I guess that would be sacrificing a heavy weapon. Interesting decision there. Not being able to buy this blindfold is really painful. This character would be so happy to be able to pick up a blindfold, and we cannot, because losing 10% damage just makes this an inefficient item. So that's something that is working against us. There's also, it's possible this character wants to avoid Curse. I've been thinking of Curse as just a good thing, but with increased enemy health already, the cursed enemies are really strong. And unlike the Sailor, we don't have any increased damage against cursed enemies. Trying to see if we can beat up one more loot alien. Nice, we got it. Unlike the Sailor, we don't have any increased damage against cursed enemies, so we're not able to clear them as quickly, and combined with the other increased enemy health. Ooh. Okay. Lampreys spawned. Oh, I think when I killed that blobfish, it spawned the lampreys. Okay. I'm gonna have to test that next time. Obviously, still learning the mechanics of all of the enemies here. Terrified Onion, we already have one. I love that they added the icon to the boxes. This didn't used to exist. It used to just have to remember it for a fairy and stuff in crates, and I really love that fix, because I might have taken the Terrified Onion if I hadn't seen that icon. Then we'll definitely take more regeneration. I'm going to take movement speed. 12 harvesting, even this late, isn't horrible, but I think I really want to reroll for a combat stat. I'll take 9% more movement speed, and then going to buy the ritual. I'm going to try the blunderbuss out. Yes, it scales with ranged damage, but it also just has super high base damage, and is going to have a reset cooldown, so we're going to give this a shot. It has piercing too, so we don't need to buy the bandana, and we're not going to build around the blunderbuss. I'll take the corrupted shard, though. Duct tape for more survivability. Lens is only 53 for a small increase to blunderbuss damage, but I think that's not worth it. Reroll here. I'll take the sunglasses. Crit chance is good for us, and we'll roll again. Really want to reroll a bunch because this character benefits so much from the 2 spyglasses that we have. Boxing glove. I don't actually want to increase my knockback, so I think we are just going to go to wave 13 here. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on the blunderbuss damage, because it should get a reset cooldown every time we pick up a material, which should be pretty frequent. And that should mean that it shoots basically constantly in these later waves when you're constantly picking up materials. I think that blunderbuss is an awkward starting weapon, because you just don't have enough material dropped in the early waves, but from what I can see, it seems to be really going off in this wave. We'll just have to check the damage after the end of the wave. Haven't seen the loot aliens yet. Or maybe we killed one already? Yeah, we killed one already this wave. I don't think we're going to get the second one, because I'm tanking too many hits, but doing a lot of damage here. Any... Oh, I did kill it. Nice, right at the end. Alright, so the blunderbuss, I think, increased my damage output dramatically. Recycle the scar. I don't want to lose any percent damage, and we'll take... we'll recycle the sunglasses, I guess. I'm going to take 4 regeneration here. Yeah, we're starting to run into an issue where we just can't buy any items. Let's check the damage on the blunderbuss. Yeah, so the blunderbuss and the trident were just crushing in terms of damage output. So this item, even without any ranged damage, was a huge increase to our damage output. Very much worth buying. So that's good to know for the future. We don't need this. Peaceful Bee I don't need. A Cursed Banner, definitely going to take that. The Peaceful Bee, actually, yeah, so this is minus 10% damage and minus 1 melee in ranged. Can't take that, unfortunately. Black Belt costs me 8 luck here. We have no way to deal elemental damage. If we had some elemental damage in the build, I might take the Ice Cube. But I'm going to take the Black Belt just for the melee damage, because our melee damage is very, very low. Yes, losing the luck hurts, but we do need that. And then let's roll again. Go to a level 4 trident. That'll be nice. Sunken Bell gives us a little bit of a panic button. I haven't liked this item the one time that I've tried it, but I'm curious to see how it goes buying it again. The amount of damage that we get from it is 203, which is not enough to just one-shot most enemies. So I don't know that it actually does the thing that you would want it to do, in that it's supposed to just help you take out enemies around you when you fall low. But it's also pulling a unique out of the pool, and it's a decent amount of bonus damage, so we can give it a shot. Yeah, Blunderbuss, I think you also maybe want to combine Blunderbuss with other items, with other weapons, because it's sort of like the Lucky, where you want to get the chain started. Oh no, the Loot Alien ate a buff too. Well, that's unfair. I'm just going to steer clear of that guy. As much as I love killing Loot Alien, he's got so much health. Like, we'll poke it a little bit. Okay, we did actually kill it, because Blunderbuss is really good at single target damage, it turns out. I haven't seen one of the blobfishes since I thought maybe that's what's spawning lampreys. So I haven't been able to do science on that yet. Notice that the harvesting is what's keeping our economy rolling like at all. This character, I think, is sort of like the Explorer in that it's very binary whether you find bags or not, and if you do, it's going to be a much easier character to play. Would I trade 10% damage for 6 HP at this point? Honestly, I think I would. Our max HP is quite low, so we're going to take a second jelly. I'm going to recycle the butterfly. I don't really need the 2% lifesteal. And then we'll take 9 more max HP. Because my max HP was just getting so low that I was pretty unhappy with it. Let's go ahead and upgrade our trident to level 4. So this one does 50% bonus damage against enemies above 80% health. The Cursed Hedgehog is worth 4 melee damage, 2 curse, 2 ranged damage, minus 10% damage. That is... I don't know how good that is. It's close, because it boosts the base damage of our weapons, but our percent damage is quite low. I'm going to take the nail here. It's not a huge damage increase, but I think every damage increase we can get is good. I think I would rather not spend money on something that's going to be kind of break-even, so we're just going to roll past that. I will roll past this. Okay, we'll take a bag. Even this late, it's going to be huge. And then Glass Cannon I think we want as well. That will help us with the increased enemy health significantly. This character already has more than 4 HP per second in terms of just random healing that we get from our gardens and stuff, so we don't need the torture. Okay. So we've got the little pufferfish, which explode. We've got a Loot Alien up here. Maybe can get a crate out of this guy. Loot Alien with infinite health up there, which we're trying to get a crate out of. This horde wave, of course, is quite dangerous because the enemies have increased health, and we don't have a ton of healing yet. Our healing isn't bad, but certainly not anything to be excited about. On the other hand, we're getting a lot of crates. Ooh, we just got another achievement. Hit 25 enemies with a single attack. I guess you're gonna get that with a spear on the horde wave. So that would be my recommended method for that unlock. Clockwork Wasp, great, we need movement speed, and we have 2 gardens, so the attack speed is good. Sharp Bullet we don't need. Feather I am going to take. Minus 3% XP gain at this point doesn't matter that much. The range damage is relevant, and the 3% dodge is also quite relevant. Here, I want luck, but I think I just want the melee damage more, actually. Our damage output is starting to be a little bit worrisome, just because the increased enemy health, and I do want to try to kill this upcoming elite. I'll take the glass cannon and the handcuffs. 74 max HP is fine, and this is a huge boost to our damage. Rolling again. I keep seeing these items with the icon and thinking, oh, I should buy that, because it's like the Renegade. But this isn't the Renegade, it's the opposite of you should buy that. Plasma Sledge should be a pretty big increase to our damage. It will outdamage, probably. I mean, I could sell the Pruner at this point, of course, but I have really liked having the 1 random garden, or the 2 random gardens, so I'll probably sell the Quarterstaff. Yeah, I don't know. I'll make a decision next shop about that. I feel like you leave a lot more materials on the ground in this mode, in this map, than in the other map as well. Some of that's inexperience with the map, of course, but some of it's just that the map is harder, so you spend a lot more time running away from enemies. And a lot less time picking up materials. Uh-oh. Okay, there's a red thing over there. Gotta break the red towers. I'm not sure if these towers are, if there's like 2 different kinds of towers, or if the purple ones can turn red under some circumstances. Maybe that's like just a warning that they're getting charged up. Oh, it looked like one of the enemies moved into it and exploded and turned it red. If that's how that works, that's an interesting mechanic. That's a very complicated mechanic. I wonder if our damage against bosses counts for the tower enemies. I'm gonna recycle the Insanity. It would be good for us, of course, but we can't take it. Power Generator is going to be great. That's a huge damage increase, which we desperately need. Celery Tea is far too late, and Snake we don't need at all. I have capped HP. I could take ranged damage for our blunderbuss. I could also just reroll. I'm just going to reroll here. I'll take 4% lifesteal. I do need more healing. This isn't a great way to get healing, but it's fine. And yeah, so now we have to make a decision. The Quarterstaff can boost... we could get a level 4 Quarterstaff, which would be pretty good. We could also take a Plasma Sledge instead of the Quarterstaff. Or we could take it instead of the Pruner, which would reduce my healing, but increase my damage dramatically. I think what we're going to do is keep the Pruner. I have really liked having the 1 garden for healing. I'll buy the Goat Skull, and we'll just not have Quarterstaffs anymore. I don't need any of these. Going to upgrade my blunderbuss, and of course take a cursed gentle alien, which is great. And the level 4 blunderbuss does 184 damage per shot. That's a really powerful weapon. Tentacle is going to be good. We need the crit chance, and it just helped us out. I do want to build dodge, but we use multiple types of damage and everything, so alloy I think is the way to go for us here. And let's see if we can kill this elite quickly enough. Alright, so this one is the sort of... It's got like a starburst pattern, and then it's got a circular pattern. Oop, tanked a hit from that cursed enemy, which you do not want to do. Took a bunch of damage there, and my bell went off and killed everything, which actually made it much easier to kill that elite. So the bell there was quite good. It hasn't come up yet. It's up to this point been just a bunch of wasted money. But for that particular use case was quite good. Oh, I didn't see if there was a blobfish in that group of enemies when all these lampreys spawned. or if the lampreys can just spawn on top of you randomly. Hard to pay attention to what I'm actually attacking while I'm paying attention to what I'm moving. I'm sure someone can let me know in the comments if my theory here is correct. Gonna try to move through the... Okay, yeah, it was the blobfish. I just killed one, and a bunch of lampreys spawned. So, okay, so now I know that if I kill the blobfish, a ton of lampreys will spawn, which might be good or might be bad. Ooh, 20% damage, 20% attack speed, 100 range, -1 armor at the end of a wave. The -1 armor at the end of a wave is huge. This is an interesting item in that it's better the later you get it. I think this is worth taking here, but if we had gotten it like 5 waves earlier, I might not, because losing 8 armor would be really painful. I'm going to take this item. We'll recycle. I'm going to really aggressively look for armor at this point as well, because we only have 1. Let's re-roll and see if we can find any. I missed, but 9% dodge is also good, so we'll take that. A Cursed Strange Book doesn't really do anything for us. We do have the nail, so we would get 20% scaling on our weapons from the extra engineering. And this is going to be 14 engineering, 20% scaling on that is plus 2.5 damage-ish. Per weapon, and then that gets multiplied by our percent damage. So you can see it's not a huge damage increase for us. The items like Nail and Frozen Heart that scale off the damage, I think are good just to pick up, but not amazing to build around, because they have... the scaling on them is pretty bad. So you don't want to buy elemental damage or engineering specifically for those items unless you're also using it for something else. Because the scaling is pretty bad. So even when we get 14 engineering, it's not a huge damage increase for our weapons. That said, I think I am going to buy it here because I want the 5 curse, because it's a cursed item, but it's not going to increase our weapon damage that much. So like, let's look at the anchor. It's got 250. Buy the strange book. It goes up to 260, which is like it's a real damage increase, but not one that we're super excited about. Take the alloy, though. We do want the crit chance and the more damage increase. And Lucky Charm will help us heal, so I'm going to pick that up as well. We'll reroll. Bait, I think we can pretty safely grab at this point. Charcoal also gives us some more damage types that we use. And rerolling for 17 seems pretty safe. Lock the anchor here. Baby Squid, +1 regeneration when you level up, -3 attack speed, -10 pickup range. We're not going to level up that much before the round ends, so I don't think we're going to lock the baby squid. But if you get this item early, that is a massive bonus. This item seems incredible as a level 2 item. I'm actually surprised it's level 2 and not level 3, because that's going to be +10, +12 regen if you get it like wave 5. Kind of a level 2 version of the fairy. Wow, those cursed lampreys hurt. This run, by the way, was... Oh, I took 1 million damage. This run was made so much easier. It made all of those shots by the blunderbuss. But I have got to find some armor. We're just tanking so much damage whenever we take a hit. Okay, let's try to kill that thing. I keep just getting... I'm like trying to make a point and then I just get obliterated by damage and have to run away for a while. Well, the engineering is also good for our medical turret. Not super important. Okay, so the cursed... I think it's the cursed pufferfish. When we kill them, it makes 8 shots instead of... It makes 8 shots instead of 4. So curses on the pufferfish will make a ton more projectiles, which is really dangerous. That looked like what it was. I could be wrong about that, but that is potentially extremely dangerous if that's how it works. I'm gonna reroll here. I really need armor. Yeah, we'll take 2 armor. Perfect. I will upgrade my anchor to level 4. Obliterator, another way to kill bosses, and I think at this point we're going to recycle out of the pruner and pick up the Obliterator, because this just does amazing single target damage to bosses. It's really good for that. A Cursed Sickle, 338 damage. Yeah, I'll take that. So that can replace probably the Spear. Although Spear's long range is pretty helpful. I'll check my damage next wave. And Scared Sausage actually now isn't terrible, I don't think. I'm going to pick it up just because a little bit of burning damage can go a long way. And we now have a bunch of elemental damage. Because we sort of incidentally picked up a bunch. Scared Sausage will just help a little bit with DPSing down the elite, and now that I have it, if we find an Ice Cube or something like that, then we can pick it up for 10% extra damage against the bosses to end the run, because I would, of course, like to live on and defeat the last wave here. Really liking this character. I think it's the chasing down the loot aliens is an interesting dynamic. I will say that increased enemy health is a brutal downside, and one that you have to play around very aggressively. Ouch, 28 damage. 25% increased enemy health, too. Especially on this map, where enemies are even more dangerous. Ooh, collect 300 consumables by the end of wave 20, or whatever that was, so that's another achievement that we got. I'll take the Wolf Helmet. The -5 engineering costs us 1 damage per weapon, but the elemental damage is pretty useful here as well. We'll recycle the glasses. Warrior Helmet's perfect. We badly needed the armor. And I think the attack speed is going to be the best thing for us to try to kill the bosses with. 18k, 27, 9.2, 50. Yeah, the blunderbuss is just absolutely going off. 14 and 12, though Obliterator's mostly for bosses, so it's not going to do as well in the Horde waves. I think the Spear is the one that we can afford to sell. That will let us play close range to the bosses, and the Sickle just does so much damage because it's a cursed level 4 Sickle that we're going to buy it. Gentle Alien we don't want. Let's go ahead and reroll. We have negative knockback, so we don't want that. I could take the Crown just to style on the enemies, and we're going to do that because, of course, we cannot achieve victory for the first time without our crown. That would just be unseemly. Let's go ahead and pick up this leather vest. More armor and dodge are awesome, and it has no penalty because we're over HP cap anyways. Ooh, dang. Okay, the ferry would be huge. Should I sell an item for it? And if I do, can I afford? Yeah. So I could sell a weapon to pick up ferry, to go up to 40 regeneration. Obviously, that costs me a bunch of damage if I sell, like, the plasma sledge, for example. But the fairy regeneration is so powerful that I think it is correct to sell out of the plasma sledge and buy the fairy. This will just help keep us alive. We're up to 40 regeneration, so now we're in much less danger of just dying. So even though we only have 5 weapons, I guess I'll just take the level 2 blunderbuss as well. Lose 10% damage, but 1 more weapon is going to be worth it. And this just gives us a ton of regeneration, so that's worth it. Let's also check the musical weapon tag gives plus luck. So loot is the economy weapon. Definitely going to do some loot runs in the future. Although it is a confusingly named weapon, because loot and loot sound very similar for loot the weapon and loot aliens. Or as people keep pointing out in the comments where they hear me say lewd aliens, which would be very inappropriate for YouTube. Children watch this show. Let's go ahead and go to wave 20 and see if we can beat the bosses with our weird collection of weapons and all the damage that we've picked up. Oh, that made a lot of projectiles all at once. I'm gonna focus on this one just because it's the one nearer to me. On the main map, or the original map, I know which... Ouch. Okay, gotta run away. This is why we picked up the ferry. Because I took like 2 hits at once and just instantly went down to almost no health. I kind of like that there's a sound cue when you have the bell for you are in a lot of trouble and need to run away. Ow. hard to focus on a specific enemy in this case, and these enemies being so sort of bullet hell oriented, I think the range on my weapons was actually really important. So it's possible I should have sold the anchor instead of the spear. The sickle did do a ton of damage though, so it was worth picking up. Yeah, actually the sickle was our second best weapon after the obliterator, which of course was the best. Obliterator is a weapon that you pick up specifically to kill elites and bosses, and in this case it did a great job. All right, so we got pretty close to dying there, but survived. The bell, again, we were saved by the bell, and this was a really fun run. I'm looking at our economy items. The spyglass, I think this was worth minus 10% damage. It was close. It saved us, as you can see, not quite 200 materials for minus 10% damage, but also just let us see a lot more items, because more rerolls just means we get to see more items. So a lot of the items that we were able to buy, we wouldn't have been able to with more expensive rerolls. So I like the second spyglass purchase. Other than that, we bought no duplicate items. I mentioned that the only item I would buy a duplicate of on this character is bag. I think I hold to that. We got the bag really late and still got 300 materials out of it. If you get an early bag on this character, I think you're just set. So that's kind of the goal here. Other than that, our economy items worked really well. I think leaning into curse was fine. I don't think we needed to, but it did help out with our economy and got us like the cursed bowler hat and the cursed banner, which were obviously awesome. Cursed gentle alien's funny because it doesn't increase the enemy spawn rate. It just increases the HP and damage, but obviously still a great item. It just doesn't boost the main thing that item is for. And Cursed Strange Book was fun. I don't know how effective it was overall, but it was very fun. Let's take a look at our new characters. So we unlocked the Dwarf, which gets +1 engineering when killing at least 6 enemies with a direct weapon hit. So you need to do some kind of engineering-based explosive weapon for the Dwarf, if possible. So you want to use planks, because then you can kill 6 enemies in a single swing. The Druid, enemies have a higher chance of dropping fruits, 33% chance to get +1 luck when you pick up a fruit. Amazing. That's the same as the Dusty Fedora GMO item, which is really good. 33% of fruits are poisoned and hurt you. Uh-oh. And you can't use HP regeneration and Lake Steel. Okay, that's a very cool character. I'm very interested to see how that one plays out. And we also unlocked the Pearl, +1% damage for every 10 luck you have, and 5% chance of finding an extra pearl in a crate. Awesome. That also seems like an extremely strong item. Just getting extra items for free is going to be great. So the pearls will snowball into more pearls, and that will boost your damage output tremendously, even with only like 10 luck. If you find 5 free pearls, that's going to be an additional 5% damage, and then if you have 100 luck, that's an extra 50% damage, basically just for one item, which is a really powerful tool. And you can probably recycle them for money as well if you need the money. All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this look at the Curious, the second character in the Abyssal Terrors DLC. Of course, if you have, feel free to leave a comment. Hit like, helps me out a ton with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game content. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.